Lovely people, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name's Kirsten and this is Where I Art and Craft, and today I discovered, yesterday I discovered that Tracy Fox Creative has a Facebook group, and I discovered that in that Facebook group there is a monthly challenge, and I didn't realise there was a monthly challenge, and I got a bit excited because I do love a wee monthly challenge. And Tracy kindly even produces some giveaways for that monthly challenge, and these are the giveaways, and the theme is black, white and red all over. And I thought I can do something with this, and then I thought I'm going to take you along for the ride. And can I just say right now, I'm so glad she put in a pile of newspapers, because as soon as I saw that it was black, white, red all over, and immediately I was like, newspaper, in my little brain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out, and then I'll be back. I've cut all the bits out, and I've kind of mixed them up so they're not on the same sheets as they were. And I think you don't need to use all the bits. I don't think you even need to use any of the bits that Tracy provides. But I like the challenge of using stuff that's been given me. So I'm going to use these bits. There's some bits that I'm not inclined to use. I'm not inclined to use any of these couples. So that gets us down to these bits. Definitely want to use, I like these, by the way. It's not that I don't like them, it's just I'm not inclined to use them for this. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, so I need to kind of hone in on the things that are drawing my attention more, and these are the ones that are drawing my attention more. I like this. I really like this, and I like the fact it's done in a ticket shape, so maybe we might go down a ticket route. I don't know. I'm not there yet. But I love the fact we've got the newspapers. And I like this one as well. So this one's more a kind of background piece to then put. Maybe I do this bigger and make, I wonder what kind of resolution that is with a freebie off Facebook. I wonder if it would make it bigger to then make that a background. And I love these two. And I love these two, but I'm inclined to want, I think I want those off there. Don't know why, because I like them on there as well, but there's something about me that's saying take them off there, cut them out and use them as something. Actually, they might be cool in there in that forest, mightn't they? I love her and her umbrella. I think I'm going to start by cutting these two out and then see where we go. If I decide I don't like them cut out, I can always just print off another one. And I'm now going to see if I can do this bigger, even if I could get it to kind of A7 size, A6 size. A5 would be great, but even if I could get it to A6 size without losing the resolution, then that would make a good background to then work on. But I'm inclined to put them to, although they're slightly too big for the girls, are probably a better size for putting in the forest, actually, aren't they? Right, I'm going to cut these two out. They are just separated the dresses don't quite cross over, so that's quite good. So it means I can have two separate people. Just looking where her foot actually stops. It stops there. And then we go across like that. There's a wee bit between. See, even she's a bit big, but not too bad if I bring her to the front there. Oh, I kind of like her in there. It's like she's going off in some big adventure. Just got a little bit of her shoulder that's... But you can see how these two would have been too big, because that's, you know, only because I've got her right in the foreground is she not too big. Let's cut out this other one. Sometimes it can be quite tricky cutting out fussy cutting images of people from a picture, because their limbs aren't always in sight, and while when it's in a big picture it makes sense, sometimes they don't make sense. So you're just seeing the tiniest bit of her arm down there, and sometimes it doesn't then make sense when you cut it out. So you sometimes have to just do a wee bit of fiddling like that. Just removed a little bit of her dress to make that arm make more sense. And actually I think I might remove this arm totally. I think that's going to make more sense if I just stop that one at her frilly sleeve, and then it'll look like your mind will tell you her arm's in front of her body. It just makes it more, because there's other things going on when they're in a picture, you don't kind of tend to notice it as much. It's one of those strange things, one of those optical things your eyes do. There's also something going on very funny with her feet. I need to decide how to deal with. Let's just, if I do it that way round and then take that up and actually invent a foot there, I think that will make better sense of it all. I think her feet are really one in front of the other, and she just needs a bit more. I might actually put her on there, because she kind of looks like she's climbing up on there. No, I think these both need to be kind of, swap them over the other side. Might be put them all the way over here actually, so they really look like they're just walking in. If we put this one here and then lost a bit of this one here, then they still look like they're walking into the woods. It's just they're further out. Oh, I kind of like that. Right. Now what? You might like that, Kirsten, but what else are you doing? Because that says nothing at the moment. Actually, I've now had another idea. Okay, we're now going to cut this out. I'm back. I've done some fussy cutting. These two girls came out of the one with the river. This lady, I've not finished it because this is going to be very weak once I've done this, so I've not finished cutting that wee bit out until she's ready to go, stuck down somewhere. This lady with the umbrella was the one with the kind of, well, I don't know if it was it, but it felt like it was a London walk along the embankment type of scene. This one came from this one, which reminds me that when I went back to get bits to reprint, because I wanted another one of these because I wasn't sure whether I want more of these flowers or not, but we'll see as we go along. I gave you the wrong information last time. The prompt is black, white and red all over, or it started with a. And that's why some of them have got the kissing on it, I think. Because, of course, it started with a kiss. I won't sing, sorry. The main reason I wanted to go back was I decided I wanted to make this the background of a tag. I think I'm making a tag. It would be quite a big tag, but hey ho, you can have big tags because this pile's quite big. And I did think about redoing this pile smaller, but then I decided not to because of what I'm doing. You'll get onto that in a sec. But I wanted to blow this up a bit, so I made this in A5 and it's starting to pixelate, but actually I'm okay with it because it's still got a kind of grungy look to it in those pixelations up there. This bottom half may be slightly better. You can see how it's even losing the colour. But I'm okay with that as well because it's still got the red, but it's not white enough. Because as soon as I put anything on it, it kind of disappears into it because it's still quite dark. So what I decided I would do was with some white gesso, I'm just going to stencil some texture on the background and just lift up the colour. That's the one I was looking for, and just lift up the colour slightly. I'm hoping this is going to work. And I thought if I use this particular one, then it's a shame can't do it that way, the other way around. I thought it would echo the fact that she's got her umbrella up and being rain. I don't think it's supposed to be rain. I've never considered it was rain before. So let's get some gesso on here. Oh, don't take that much. I'm not going to do it all over. I just want... Oh, some of that's very wet. Oh, I hope that hasn't gone underneath. Now that's the other thing I did, was I folded this over. This is a double sheet. Yeah, that has gone very wet for some reason. Right, I can get another one of these on here. Well, see, I did think it was awful wet. That's gone through. I'm not bothered. It's okay. I can live with it. I've got to live with it, or I've got to reprint, and I'm not inclined to reprint. I really want another bit there though. No. That's going to annoy me somewhat. This now needs to dry. So I'm going to go and wash this off, and we'll let that dry. While that's drying, I want to assemble what I'm doing here. And my plan, oh, actually I've got something else I need to do as well, haven't I? My plan was, when I saw this picture on the front of the newspaper, was to have her, and I've already made a couple of slits walking out of the newspaper. I've just slit so that she can slit along the side of the picture so that she can be walking out of the newspaper. I love her reflection. And then I thought, right, okay, now what have you done that for, Kirsten? And then I thought, actually, that's when I went down cutting other things, that we just put other things coming out of the newspaper. And I think I want this coming out as an angle, maybe something like over a wee bit, maybe coming out somewhere like that. And then I don't know whether to use both these girls or just one of these girls. I mean, I could do them so they look like they're climbing up this, like climbing up the stairs, using the newspaper like stairs like that. I quite like that idea. But I think I need to add a touch of red to both of these girls. I don't know. I just want a bit more red. I want these girls so they stand out a bit from the page, to have a bit of red in them. And I've, surprise, surprise, I've dug out my 3 red Distress crayons, and I think actually Barn Door is going to be the one that is closest to the red that Tracy's been using on here. Fire Brick has got quite a bit of brown in it, funnily enough. It's kind of a bricky colour, and Festive Berries is actually a wee bit pinky, so I'm going to use, there we go. I only brought out 3 crayons so that those that get overexcited about a lot of crayons need to see a lot of crayons. This bit's just about done. Let's put that on there. Get a bit that hasn't got anything else already on it. And you know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some on here. I'm going to add some water. And then I'm going to very carefully dip these in. Now, what I don't want the legs, I don't want the head, I just want the dress in the middle. So I'm just going to, there we go. I want to take it down without it falling on the legs. There we go. A wee bit, that's okay. That's okay, we'll leave that. Oh! It will straighten back out as it dries, and I love the fact that it's down in this corner because then it will dry darker in that corner. And should we just do the same with her as well, or should we just try and get it just on her skirt? Let's try and get it just on her skirt because it's ended up on all her dress really, hasn't it? I think I've added too much water to that. That's going to be quite pale. So what I'm going to try and do, in fact what I'm actually going to do, not even going to try and do it, I'm just going to do it. Oh, I'm just reaching for a cocktail stick, and I'm going to take out this bit that hasn't quite dissolved and use it give just a bit more darker colour. And as you can see, you can use it like a and you might wonder, well, why didn't you use a paintbrush rather than a cocktail stick? Well, because it hasn't dissolved, and I wouldn't have been able to. I'm squashing it down like you would with a. And if it was in a paintbrush, it would just get caught in the bristles. This is a voice of experience talking. So I'm just pushing that into to dissolve. Well, I'm not dissolving it, am I? Just spreading it around. So it's just on our skirt. And it's a slightly darker red, and I might now just take in a bit of water just to activate that a bit. Can you see how That's now wet, whereas beforehand it wasn't. There we go. I'm sorry, I thought I'd put that back on, but this has dried, and I just suddenly thought, well, why don't I take some of this red that I have here and just go. So all I've done is I've just gone over with this red that I've watered down quite a bit, just to bring back up some of the red that had disappeared. So the red and the white. Now, of course, what's happened is the red's gone over the chalky gesso. So what I'm going to do now, once that's dried, is I'm going to go back over the chalky gesso with a white Posca pen. Yeah, I know. Don't be saying things like that. Don't, because you've done it yourself. You've done it yourself. I'll be back later. Currently, this is drying, and as it's drying, I'm colouring over these white ones that I turned red and letting them dry and do. I'm now on my third coat to try and make these white again. And they're getting there. They might never be white again, but I want to try another couple of coats. And while I'm doing that, I'm also editing what I've done so far. And as I was editing what I've done so far, another idea came into my head. So I've been fussy cutting out these two. If you remember, these two were kind of not quite on the beach, but high up. And I just thought that actually there's something about, I need to work out how I'm going to do this, but there's something about these two being on this ticket and it being, oh, I don't know, some kind of journey of love, or, I mean, yeah. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with this yet, but clearly they need something behind them because they're two disappearing. But it's just using this ticket and having these two on the ticket. In fact, I might even make this 2 tickets. Oh, or do I make this like the stub of a ticket? Do I have him on the stub of the ticket, her on the main bit of the ticket? Or do I make it 2 tickets? And the tickets are currently together, and will they stay together or will they be pulled apart? You know, it started with a kiss. Actually, yeah, let's make this another ticket. So, right, I need to decide whether I want my roses up that way. See, I feel like they want to go that way. That way. That way. It's definitely not that way. These 3 then are down. But in fact, these ones are up. Do I want them that way or that way? Do I want them still looking at each other as if this is still a possibility? Or do I want them not looking at each other? No, because if they're not looking at each other, then I need to take them apart too. Okay, I think what I want is, because this is now a ticket, I think I want to do some numbering on here. There we go, that'll do. Let's just put a wee bit on the background. So what's happening is this piece is totally separate from the other piece I'm doing. In case you were thinking I was going to somehow incorporate this into the other one, I'm not. Right, so we have these 2 now, and they can go on there, but they need something behind them because of sorry, somebody's whistling on their dog there. I don't know if you heard that. I wish I had a bit of red lace, actually. I forgot a bit of red lace. Oh, actually, I might have a bit of red lace. I could always go and dye a bit of red lace, couldn't I? I don't think I've got that colour red, though. I can't see, this needs another wee Every so often I need to take everything out and sort this. See, there we go. I have got a wee bit of red lace. I don't know if I've got enough bit of red. Is there another bit? No, there's only that one bit. It was taken off something. I can't even remember what it was taken off. I need to get myself some red lace. So if we put that red lace there, what do we want? Do we want it that way up? Or do we want it the other way up? Maybe put this one this way up, just to ring the changes. Yeah, want that more up at her head, don't we? Actually, maybe want that round that way. Ooh, quite like that one round that way on her. I'm feeling I want a word on here as well. Maybe put that one. That one works all right with him. That one works quite well with her. And I do want a word. I want a word. Oh. And actually, I know exactly what I want. I don't want a word, I want several words. And if I actually, that was a shame. I should have thought about that before. If I actually use that as a line, then I can make sure it is straight. So it. Ted. See, that's going to be very big across there, isn't it? Right. I haven't even got the D in there, and that's already too big. So I'm not going to use this. I should have, that should have registered with me. And it didn't. Clearly it didn't. So we're not going to do that. Should have registered. Oh, it's only, it started with that, isn't it? So let's try that again. Oh, well, then maybe then do that the whole way along, because I could just do that linking the two of them. Right, so let's do, let's waste the end of this bit. There we go. And that can go across there like that. Now the question is that too? I don't think it is. I like that. I think I'm going to stick that down. Okay, I've stuck this down, but actually it's disappeared a bit. So I'm taking my red Micron pen, and I'm just going to try and make this stand out a bit more. I'm not monthly challenge, because that wasn't what I started to do, but I really like that. That's really quite nifty. I'm going to now go back to what I started to do. Oh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. We need to ink her up. In fact, right, well, I need to, that's what I've not done. I need to cut, I haven't cut out this last wee bit because I was waiting until I was sticking it down, and I'm not quite at sticking down yet, but I'm going to take her out and ink up the rest of her. That's that ink. I'm going to ink this up. Oh, apart from maybe there, I could put it under there. Let's do that line there. That line there's a a line that's of the right direction. Let's just cut that. Oh yeah, that works well there. Right, so if that's there, if she's coming out here, she needs to be upright, then yeah, see that does go off at a bit of a squint there, which is what I wanted. I didn't want it coming straight out. And then the girls will be climbing up the paper here. Do I want that straight? Oh, actually it's slightly better when it's a bit like that, isn't it? Oh, I'm liking this because it's lighter. Right, okay. So let's have a look at this now. Do you know what I think I need? Something I don't have, which is a bit of newspaper behind it. Or maybe I just use a bit of any book page. I'm going to have a think about this. I'm liking it. It's just, do I put some? I wonder if I still have that. I wonder if I still have that. Let me see. Now, don't ask me where I got this from because I don't know. Well, I do. I can't remember. I do know, but I don't know. I can't remember where I got it from. And it's more book than newspaper, but actually I think if I was to get a shape roughly round that might work quite well here. So let me start by, I'm going to start by sticking this one down actually. So this now wants to be stuck onto this bit of paper. Now what I want to do now is I want to get a paintbrush. That's too big a paintbrush. Get some water. And I just want to paint like you would with a napkin. That's looking all right. It's interesting how the tissue paper is actually curling when it's got wet, but I'm okay with that. Let's see if this fits on here or whether I need to do some more, especially around the newspaper. It might not be. Yeah, I need to take it in a bit around the newspaper. Right, we need to stick this down, and then we need to stick the girls in, and then we need to decide on some words. So let's stick this down first so you can see it a bit better. That's fading into the background beautifully. It's just giving enough to make it stand out a bit better. Let's put the girls climbing up the newspaper back on. Gonna put them that way around. We need a word on it. It needs a word. It needs something on it. What shall we put on it? I need to have a wee think about that. I think while I'm thinking that, I'm just going to rough up these edges a bit more. I want them to look more like they're a newspaper edge. The full coat is black, white and red all over. So if I do red round the outside, then that's the red all over, isn't it? Top, I use a wee thing. So I'm just going to put where there is black, I'm just going to put some black edging. I did this, it started with a following on from the title, but I don't want to put the title on here. I want to put something else on here that speaks more into what's going on here, which is it's about setting free. It's about walking out of where people try and define you into the wild blue yonder. I don't know. Shall I get some words out and have a look? Let's see. Well, maybe I want to put some numbers. Oh, I've picked out the number drawer by mistake, but maybe that's not. Oh, it's got these simple. Let's try some words here. As soon as I separate these words, oh, there's a be free. As soon as I separate these words, I forget who I got them from. I need to try and find a different way, because it's all right when you've still got them in the sheet, the full sheet, but as soon as you have them off the full sheet, then I tend to lose who they're from, which is really bad of me. Yeah, I'm going to put that be free on there. This then is my take on the Foxy Crafters Facebook group August challenge. And the Foxy Crafters is the Facebook group of Tracy Fox Creative. And Tracy provides some freebies to do, and this is what I've made, a journaling card with this woman freeing herself from the front page of the newspaper, even though it's pouring with rain. And we've got a flower growing out here, and we've got these girls climbing up. And I also made it started with a and turned this, which was already started to be a ticket because the corners were cut off. I've turned it more into 2 tickets, and fussy cut these 2 out and put them both on a ticket each. Is something going to start, or is it not? That is the question. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want these freebies, then you need to go and become a member of Tracy's Facebook group. I'll link that down below. You have until, I think it's the 7th of September to take up the challenge if you wish to. Regardless, I hope there was something here that you had fun and it maybe inspired you. If so, it'd be lovely to know. So please let me know down below. Until next time, you take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.